We continue on Positive Friday on Edmonton Sports Leader, TSN 1260. As it's time now for the Oil Report, brought to you by Volvo of Edmonton, where you can stop in right now and get some demos, $9,000 off select demo models of 2021s only at volvoedmonton.com. And our guest today, one of the new members of the Edmonton Oilers. He played 3 full seasons with the Carolina Hurricanes, was a third-round pick in 2014, and spent some time in New Hampshire before going to the Ontario Hockey League, then to the NHL, and now he's out west for the first time. Warren Foegele joins us. Warren, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Hey, I appreciate it. Now, before we get to the hockey talk, of course, Foegele, are you a super bad guy? Have you seen the movie? Do you like it?
Yeah, it's a pretty funny flick. Through the years I've seen it multiple times, and I hear a couple of jokes about it, but yeah, it's a good film.
Now, this is one of our best quotes from the movie, and I'm wondering how many times your teammates have joked you about McLovin. Connor's going to play it for us. Hold on a sec.
No, man, I got it. It's flawless. Check it.
Hawaii. Mm-hmm. All right, that's good. It's hard to trace, I guess. Wait, you changed your name to McLovin? McLovin? What kind of a stupid name is that, Foegele? What, are you trying to be an Irish R&B singer?
Oh, man. Some of your buddies must every now and then call you McLovin for fun.
Yeah, sometimes. I guess for the most part they call me Fogs, but McLovin's good too. It's a funny movie and a lot of laughs.
Oh, definitely a lot of laughs for sure. So, Warren, you're pretty much an Eastern guy, right? Born in Ontario, you played in New Hampshire in the OHL, and then even Carolina and Charlotte. Now you're out west. Now you've only been here for a short time, but what's your thoughts on going out west and the travel? Do you think that's going to be much of an impact for you at all?
Yeah, I think for sure it'll be a little bit of an adjustment. Used to only hour flights in our division in the East, and this will be a little bit of an adjustment, but real excited for this opportunity. And I've been down here for about 2 weeks now, and the guys seem great, and just can't wait to get going.
Did the trade catch you off guard?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it's my first time getting traded in the NHL. You kind of get caught by surprise, but I've had a lot of time to digest it, and like I said, just super excited to get things going here.
So for Oiler fans who obviously didn't see Carolina at all last year, and it's not like Edmonton and Carolina outside of 2006, they don't really play very often. So for Oiler fans, give me your best scouting report on Warren Foegele and what fans can expect when they see you in the regular season.
Yeah, I think I'm just a tenacious player that works really hard and, is very reliable. I take a lot of pride in playing on the defensive end as well as the offensive zone, and, I just try to work hard and use my speed to my advantage, and, just continually working out there.
Warren Foegele joins us, one of the new members of the Edmonton Oilers. And, Warren, you come in, and obviously Carolina, you've had some good team success there. Guys made the playoffs every year and, won some playoff rounds. Now you come to Edmonton, and, you arguably are now teammates. Well, not arguably. The league's 2 best offensive players the last 3 years in McDavid and Draisaitl. And you've played against them a little bit, but you don't get to see them a lot. How's it been skating with those two? What's your expectation? Does that just give you more excitement and thinking, hey, we got 2 of the top dogs. If everybody else does our job, we should have some success?
Yeah, they're 2 elite players, and I remember when we used to play against them, not last year, but the 2 following years, how hard they are to play against. And just seeing them out here the last couple of weeks, they're elite players, and it's good to have them on your team and not play against those kind of guys.
Dave Tippett, anytime the key thing is to have a coach that knows what you are. And, Dave Tippett, you described your play. You're a player that I think he has a lot of time for. Have you had brief conversations with Tippett as far as kind of what role he expects you to be in and what role maybe you expect to play?
Yeah, we've had a couple of brief chats, but, nothing too deep just yet. I think with the coming days, I think he said he wanted to meet again, and, maybe we'll have those chats. But I'm just trying to come in here and work hard and do whatever it takes to, help the team win.
penalty killing's another element of your game. You look to get on the penalty kill. You know, with Edmonton's top-ranked power play, it's hard for a lot of guys to get power play time. Those guys take a lot of it. So to stay in the game, penalty killing, what makes you a good penalty killer?
I think kind of what I said before, just being tenacious in my speed. I think 2 years ago I was like top 4 in shorthanded goals. So, I know I can contribute on PK, but, the main goal is to shut it down and don't get scored on.
As, the power plays, will it be a bit of a different this year for a penalty killer, Warren? Because, you went a whole year where you basically only saw 7 teams in their power play. Is there going to be an adjustment for penalty killers early this season, getting back to some teams that you haven't seen, at least on the penalty kill?
No, I don't think so. I think, most penalty kills are pretty tenacious and, sticks in the lanes. And, the object is, not get scored on and, kill the penalty and get momentum for your group. So I don't think it'll be too much of an adjustment, but, we'll see how it goes.
Warren Fogle joins us, one of the new members of the Edmonton Oilers. And Warren, you came to Edmonton early. Is that to find a place, or you just wanted to get in early and get comfortable in your new surroundings? Obviously for you, the first time in it, you kind of being traded, so coming to a new market. What was the benefit of getting here early?
Yeah, I actually came down here in July just to be kind of familiar with the area and try to find a place to live. And then, I came down 2 weeks ago because I wanted to skate with the group and, get to know the guys more. So, we've had a lot of good skates these last 2 weeks, and, I'm looking forward to getting the season going.
So, getting yourself used to new teammates, how important is that, right, to get to know the guys you play with? Obviously, your play on the ice is going to matter a lot, but, you were in a Carolina room that seemed to have a lot of fun. You had the surge, and, it seemed that Carolina had fun. Can you bring that over? Are you a vocal guy in the room? Are you a funny guy in the room? Are you more just I let my play do the talking?
Yeah, I think a little bit of everything. I guess it depends on the scenario. I think for me, I try to show my play of how hard I work and things like that. But when there's times to speak up, I do. And, pretty easygoing guy, but also can be super competitive. So, that's a good thing when we're playing, but I guess not when we're on the golf course or whatever.
No, that's all right. I know you guys have your team golf outing. How is your golf game? And are you a calm golfer, or do you get a little too fired up on the course?
I guess it depends. If I shank a couple, you might see me a little steamed, but I think I'm okay. I'm not super good, but I'm not super bad. So just try to be consistent out there and just have some fun. Did
you get to golf a lot in Carolina?
Yeah, we actually did for the most part. I know for me personally, I didn't really golf that much during the season just because, it takes a lot just to play every other day and then go golfing on your days off. So, but I know in the after the season, in the beginning of the season, I tried to take advantage of that down in Carolina.
And Warren, I want to go back to your decision when you were playing at University of New Hampshire. You played there in 2014-15, then you started there in 15-16, but then you left to go to the Ontario Hockey League. Why did you decide midway through, kind of early in that second year, that going to the CHL route was better for you?
Yeah, I just thought it was more suited to my game, and I thought I'd get a better opportunity there. And I was real fortunate enough to have Paul McFarlane in Kingston to really put me under his wing and develop. And then went to Erie and played for Coach Knobloch, and we were lucky to get a championship there. And I just thought it really helped my game out, and it was probably the best decision I made. And made a lot of fond memories there, and super happy that I did that.
Now, you mentioned that your style of game, it was better for you. Is that because, I've watched tape. Obviously, you don't see Carolina a ton, but, you've got a little bit of bite, a little nasty to your game. Is that what you're meaning, like more in the CHL style of play was better for you?
It's kind of much closer to a pro with the more games played, and, everyone's playing on an NHL rink. I know in New Hampshire we're playing on an Olympic-sized rink, and, small things like that are just going to help you get better when you're playing on normal size and playing against guys that are, elite players. And, I just thought it was the best decision moving forward. And yeah, I think sometimes I have a bite, and I just try to work hard out there, and just try to do what's best for the team.
Warren Fogle joins us, one of the new members of the Edmonton Oilers. Warren, Oiler fans are, they're pretty passionate, they're pretty ravenous. They like to kind of know a little bit more about their players. What does Warren Fogle like to do in his spare time?
Spare time, I like to hang out. I like video games too, but for the most part, I just like to chill and watch TV or Netflix or whatever that is. But more easygoing. And then once it's game time, I'll try to ramp it up and be real serious.
What are some of your go-to shows on Netflix?
I've been watching a lot of the Untold documentaries, and they're pretty cool and inspiring and just interesting all around. So I've been having a kick out of those, and I think I just saw the new Michael Schumacher movie documentaries coming out, so I kind of want to watch that coming up. So that'll be cool. Have
you seen the Trashers one? The hockey, the slap shot on ice, basically?
Yeah, yeah, I saw that. It's pretty absurd, kind of the stuff that happened back then, but that was a lot of fun, and, it's been a lot of talk about that documentary in the locker room, so it's been fun to joke about that, and kind of crazy to see what went on back then, that league.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, quite. Well, think about it for you. It would be because Mike Rupp played there that season. He was in the NHL. He'd actually scored the game-winning goal in overtime of the Stanley Cup final the year before the lockout. And then during the lockout, that's where he was playing for, I think he played 25 games in total. And he actually said they treated everybody great. But it would be like you now being in the NHL, and then suddenly you find yourself in the UHL. Offer to get paid in bags of money, but you end up getting paid by different trash companies every 2 weeks. Yeah, it's a pretty good story. But I really like that series. The Malice at the Palace one was also a good one. Now, how would you rank your gaming skills as a video gamer out of 1 to 10?
I guess it depends on the games. I guess I don't play too much, but sometimes just to keep me busy and relaxing and try to get my mind off of things. But probably around a 7 or 8.
What's your best game?
Probably NHL or NBA 2K.
Okay, so when you're playing NHL, are you always the Carolina Hurricanes at the time? Were you always Warren Fogle? Were you yourself, or did you play other teams?
No, I was always another team. Can't be myself, can't be my teammates. I see them every day, so I had to change it up a bit.
All right. Well, Warren, welcome to Edmonton. Thanks for joining us, and enjoy your golf group with your teammates this weekend, and then getting on to the training camp on, I guess, Wednesday with physicals, and then Thursday on ice. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having me.
Warren Fogle. Of course, they go with the Fogs, but come on, man. McLovin's a beauty. It's good. He obviously likes the show. I knew it. There was no chance. Struddy's like, oh, yeah, they haven't seen it. Seen it multiple times. How can you not? It's a great flick. It's 25. It's prime time. Who wouldn't like that show? It's great. So I liked his description of himself as a player. Pretty knows exactly what he wants to do. You look at his role. He's a guy who seems pretty comfortable in what his role is going to be. He's going to be a penalty killer. He's going to be hard on the forecheck. A third-line player who's responsible defensively. Going to agitate a little bit. Having guys who know the role, accept the role, and want to flourish in the role, it's a big advantage for coaches. Big advantage. Because it's just, you know what? And then as a coach, you empower them to make them, you put those guys in crucial situations at times. Maybe a tough defensive zone start late in the game, whatever you're using. That's how you make guys feel important. And I think Fogle, definitely going to solidify their third line, something they've been looking for quite some time. That was the Oil Report, brought to you by Volvo of Edmonton. Coming up, we got Gazzola, we got our final Eagle Rock trivia, and more before we wrap up the show on Edmonton Sports Leader TSN 1260. You're just in the Gregor Show, presented by PlayAlberta.ca. Positive Friday rolls through Edmonton Sports Leader TSN 1260. Hoping you have awesome plans for the weekend as you inch closer to just 10 days away from the official start of NHL preseason. You got NFL this weekend. A huge game for the Elks tomorrow night to take on the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. A new QB, You got Moncrief in the linebacking course, or Vincent Rogers back at the old line. See what they can do. If you missed it, we had head coach Jamie Elizondo on the show. You go to tsn1260.ca in the podcast, or go to jasongregor.com, and you'll see the interview there. We do each interview under our archived interviews. Warren Fogle also, if you missed him earlier today. Let's get now to the Chronicles, brought to you by Action Electrical, a family-run business since 1973. Don Bunting in his basement. It's just grown, and now up to 90 staff, and they're hiring. If you want to work for a great company, don't get shocked. They're pretty good. ActionElectrical.net website, but you can go to Indeed.com and apply for Action Electrical. Tommy Gazzola joins us as he was double dipping today, running back and forth from the community rink to Rogers Place. There was the veterans at the Rogers Place. There was the rookies at the community rink. I guess we'll start there, Tommy. Konovalov back on the ice, so that's good news for him. Looks like he'll likely play one of the upcoming 2 games for them. Is there anything that kind of piques your interest on the rookie side before you get over to the veteran side?
Konovalov's one of them, and when I got over from the main rink, watching the veterans over to the rookies, I noticed right away, he's back on the ice, and I knew he was, an average-sized guy, smaller goalie, but when you get so used to seeing goalies these days who are just essentially redwoods that are very acrobatic and have great reflexes and all of that and can block shots well, to see a smaller guy who has to, a bit of a throwback, kind of uses reflexes all the while still being in the right position and tracking the puck, as goalie coaches like to talk about heavily these days. I was watching him, but at the same time understanding that, like Jay Woodcroft said, he's working through an injury. So it's a good sign. He stuck it through the entire practice. The other thing, too, Greg's worth mentioning, is Jake Chason left the skate. It looked like he was holding his shoulder, and my good friend Jack Michaels thinks that he won't be good to go for tomorrow. And as we all know, Jack is a doctor. I'm kidding. But pretty severe, it looked like, at least when he left the ice. So maybe no Jake Chason tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, maybe he was in that pre-med class with Strud once. So
that's right.
I could see it. All right, you got Wild Bill and John Lovitz together in the same class. Unbelievable. That would be fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, those guys' doppelgangers are sick, man.
Oh,
sick.
Boy.
Now, we move over. We had Warren Fogle on the show earlier. Well, actually, just prior to you coming on. And he pretty much knows exactly who he is as a player. Guy who's going to play hard in the forecheck, kill some penalties, be hard to play against. All the things you'd want to hear from a guy who's going to be on your third line. Great. You look at the veterans now for the Edmonton Oilers, and is there one roster spot specifically that you think is a real good battle amongst 2 players right now?
Oh, good battle between 2 players. It's going to be a boring one, but this is probably legitimate. Who's going to play third pair left shot D? And is it going to be Slater Cuckoo, or is it going to be Chris Russell, I guess? And I think it's a good sign that if we're talking about real interesting battles, that we're talking about the third pairing left side, and that kind of tells you that this roster is built with solid NHLers and that there is depth. The other thing, too, and this one's a little sexier, is how does Ryan McLeod look? Can he push for third-line center? Can he be that guy out of the gates? Or does it go to a guy like Derek Ryan? Or do you get a dark horse that comes in like Kyle Turris and just plays lights out because he's fighting for his NHL career as he's into the twilight of it? So those ones I think will be intriguing. Like Fogle said, he knows what he's going to do, where he'll probably be in the lineup. But I think the rest of us, with half a brain, we can kind of pencil in the rest too. But those are the 2 that I'll probably be keeping an eye on to see where's Ryan McLeod at. Can his offensive game start to grow and develop and blossom at the NHL level? Can he find that confidence that he had last year in the AHL? Does he take that spot from Derek Ryan, perhaps? Can Kyle Turris do anything, perhaps? And then we'll focus our attention on that left side, third pair defensive side too.
What about the goaltending? Do you think Koskinen is going to be pushed by Stalock realistically?
My honest opinion on this is I think he should. I don't know if he will. I mean, I've said it, like the difference between those two probably pretty marginal, but if I was a coach, which I clearly am not, I would put Alex Stalock ahead of Mikko Koskinen. Now, I know Alex Stalock did not play last season. He dealt with that heart condition after battling COVID. That's tough. You don't play a single game. Great to see him playing well in the Beauty League, but I feel like the intensity in the Beauty League is nowhere near on par with the NHL. Call it a hunch, right?
No, it's a pretty good hunch.
Yeah. So I think that could and should be a battle, but, like we were talking about yesterday, if Saravalli said that he's got something, that the possibility of a taxi squad goalie, if you will, is a real possibility, then that might just quash all the battle speculation. But Stalock did win 20 games in 38 appearances the year prior with a really mediocre Minnesota Wild team. He was their starter in the bubble. And when people go, why do you hate Koskinen? I don't. He's a very nice guy. But I just look at his MO, and he lets in untimely goals often. And that's a letdown to the team. It's deflating, and it's clearly a reoccurring issue. So that's the problem that I see, and that's why I'd probably put Stalock slightly ahead of Koskinen.
Let's get to the Elks now. They take on the Bombers tomorrow. We had head coach Jamie Alessandro on the program earlier, and of course they will have Cornelius at quarterback for them in place of Trevor Harris. They'll also bring in Rogers. There's some, moving around. Saxon's going to play the right tackle. Jack Cordelia is going to play at left guard. So, that's three positions there on the O-line. Then you throw in Moncrief is going to come in and play the Sam linebacker position. So some significant changes to this team, but obviously it's going to start with the quarterback, no question. What do you make of Cornelius's chances of having a successful debut?
Honestly, not good, and I hope he has a successful debut, but they're going to need the game of their lives from everybody against a Bombers team that is just cruising, crushing the Riders, playing like champions, and the Elks get them 3 of the next 4. In a short season, Greg's good luck, but if they can play on adrenaline, Cornelius can come in and kind of play with a chip on his shoulder, show everybody what he's got, and prove that he's a more than capable professional quarterback. He's going to have a different game thrown at him. This isn't, the XFL. This isn't OSU playing college ball. This is different. You're playing against pros. This is a good league. It's fast. Guys are coming at you differently. You got 12 guys on the field. He's got a bigger field. I think he's in tough. I have bad premonitions and expectations, but I hope I'm completely wrong for the sake of everybody that loves the football team in this city.
Tommy, have yourself a wonderful weekend. Got NFL, you got rookies, you got Jays, CFL, of course. Be a lot of fun. Have a good one. We'll talk to you on Monday.
Thanks, Greg. If anybody sees me scooting over from Rogers Place to Commonwealth between periods tomorrow, be sure to honk and wave.
Oh, is that what you'll be using, the bird?
I hop on the line every time, right down 107th Ave to 95th. Works like a charm.
Oh, there you go. Wear a helmet, Tommy. Wear a helmet.
I need one.
Out there, okay? Be safe.
Will do.
That's Tom Gazzola and the Chronicles, brought to you by Action Electrical. Family-run business since 1973. Where Don started in his basement and now has grown to 90 employees. You could be one of them because they are hiring right now at Indeed.com. Look up Action Electrical. We'll come back with our final Eagle Rock trivia. 444-1260. 444-1260.